Hey everybody, you want to introduce yourself first? Introduce yourself.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Damon, and this is Dax.
I'm Dax. At least you remembered your name.
I know, right? This is DudeReally. DudeReally.
Yeah.
Say it one more time. DudeReally.
Dude, really?
DudeReally.
No, you're supposed to do it right. You look over at me and you go, dude, really?
DudeReally.
That's the title. That's
Really?
not how you say it.
Huh?
You say, dude, really?
Dude.
Dude, really?
Dude.
Really, dude?
Dude. All I have to say is, DudeReally, that dancing that was before this video. Come on, everybody, we understand.
Does my hair look okay?
Sure.
I got 2,000 hairs on top of my head.
He does.
2,200 actually.
I've actually counted them one by one. No.
I am woman, hear me roar.
He had this song in his head, and he was just like, it's like, I gotta sing it, I guess.
I got that song in my freaking head. I can't get it out. Helen Reddy, 1972, #1 song. I'm woman and hear me roar. Oh my God. Okay. Well, parents are roaring at home right now because of the quarantines put on by the criminals, by politicians. So right now, you got a lot of unhappy, you got millions, tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions worldwide parents who are pissed off because, oh my God, their children are at home.
Their children, no, not the beasts, the monsters, the things that we let out.
The children they gave birth to and are supposed to love and cherish.
Unconditionally, by the way, a lot of people say.
Yeah, and give them good parental advice. And you would think, my God, love, cherish, give good advice to, man, they are so happy their kids are at home.
Yeah, wrong answer.
Oh my God. How many?
If you see anything on Facebook, I've seen everything from a lady teaching her kids fractions by pouring a glass of wine and be like, this is a whole, this is a half. I'm just sitting there like, and rinse and repeat. And I'm like,
yeah.
Really? You got a drink? Man,
Yeah.
come on.
And that's actually kind of funny.
I thought that was hilarious.
You know, people getting drunk because they're around their kids. Like, go to bed, I got to get drunk. But you know, I mean, my God, it says something. I mean, my God, really. But you know, I think what it really says is that the public school system is really a babysitting institution.
Yeah, right.
And you and I have talked about this before. People use it so their kids, basically, it's free babysitting. They get taxed. I get taxed for that shit, even though my 16-and-a-half-year-old daughter has never gone to school. Well, she did for 3 weeks because she wanted to see how crazy it was. But she's never gone to public school. But, I mean, they use it as a babysitting institution, right?
I've had plenty of people tell me that.
I forgot to move the microphone again.
I've had plenty of people tell me that oh my goodness. I've plenty of people tell me that they need their alone time. So that's at school. They see school as their alone time.
Do people need their alone time with their spouse? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
and their spouse is around them. I mean, pretty much all the time in a lot of cases. So what do? I mean, do they go to their spouse and be like, okay, dude, really? I need some time by myself. Or the spouse just figures it out, right? And they go their separate ways or whatever. So, I mean, can't you do that with your kids? I mean, I've been doing that. I mean, you got 3 kids.
No, I do.
They're homeschooled.
I have kid 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, kid 1, kid 2, and kid 3.
Yeah. Well, just in case they didn't get it, you know.
Oh.
You never know. They could be on my intelligence level.
I think he's saying you're not smart.
No, I'm saying I'm not smart, and there might be.
I'm okay with that. So, I mean, we survived public school.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Super. I hated every single second of it.
I mean, we're both more autodidacts. We learned more after we got out of the concentration camps. Oh, sorry, public school. We learned more after we got out of the concentration camps than we did before. I didn't start loving Shakespeare till I got out of freaking public school, and they made me read Shakespeare.
Really?
You know? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I went down when I was 22 and bought a compendium of all of his sonnets, all of his dramas, 36 dramas, everything, and just started going through it. And I'm kind of a nerd this way. I read Shakespeare every night before bed. Shut up. Many a man hath more hair than wit. That means we're pretty smart.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. Forgive me.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to reach back there and grab him. You know, like somebody coming up a hill, they're not coming up very fast.
Yeah, I may take a while, but I get there.
But you know, in the modern society, everybody says, well, sometimes you got two parents who are working. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to put the kids someplace. Well, what I do especially, is there are homeschool co-ops all around the United States, all around the world. Mm-hmm. There are hundreds in the United States. There are dozens here in Georgia. My daughter voluntarily decided she wanted to go to a homeschool cooperation when she was 5. So what the homeschool co-op is you have a bunch of the parents who actually know a lot of stuff about science, literature, history, math, whatever, and they're the actual teachers. And the kids voluntarily go. They can voluntarily leave. My daughter has actually only once left a class because it was boring. I'll talk about that some other time. But I mean, the thing is, it's not a babysitting place. I would rather her be around me. I decided to figure out a way to work from home when she was born. So I've been doing that. But except for a little time away. But the thing is, even if I was working away from home, she would be at the homeschool co-op. So there are ways, my point in this is there are ways to figure this stuff out.
Straight up.
For parents.
Absolutely.
You don't have to send them to the freaking concentration camp public schools where you have to raise your hand to go to the bathroom.
Which is ridiculous. I'm thinking about it. It's a bodily function. You've got to raise your hand and be like, excuse me, can I please release my bodily functions? Do I have your permission?
Yeah, at her homeschool co-op, a kid just gets up politely, doesn't make any noise, and goes to the bathroom, comes back. They don't have to ask permission from somebody to go to the bathroom. They don't have to get a hall pass.
I mean, what does that teach? What does that teach that you can't even take care of your own stuff?
What's that word?
Teach.
No, but I mean, what's that? What is it? What is public school really about? What's that word?
Obedience.
Obedience.
You got to be obedient.
Yeah.
You better do what I want you to do when I want you to do it and how I want you to do it, or else.
Yeah.
Or else you're going to get a bad grade. You're not going to have a future. You know how many times I heard that when I was growing up, that if you didn't get good grades in school, you were not going to have a future. You were going to have a bad job, a bad career. You were going to work at McDonald's. I actually got told plenty of times that my phrase for my next job was going to be, "Would you like fries with that?" Not that there's anything wrong with working at a fast food restaurant, but the idea that that's all that I would have been able to achieve.
Yeah.
The
presumption behind that, the presumption is that if you don't go to public school, you're going to be stupid and dumb,
Yeah.
and the only thing you could do is fry fries.
Yeah. Barely skilled labor.
Yeah.
You know, that's all you'd be good for.
Yeah.
Because I got a C in freaking home economics.
Yeah. I mean, I've been a writer. I've written like nonfiction and fiction. I've run my own business. I've run 5 of my own businesses. And I freaking hated public school. I didn't even pay attention halfway through 10th grade for the rest of high school. I mean, forget about it. Mm-hmm. Mark Twain, he quit school in the 6th grade. He said he was able to get over his education.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know, I won't let my education get in the way of my knowledge or learning.
Yeah, that's even better. How do you know? I thought you said you were stupid.
I am stupid.
Oh,
I didn't get it completely right, did I?
No, you came closer than me.
Oh, dang!
I'm embarrassed to say. But I mean, parents, it's irresponsible. Sending your kid to public school is irresponsible. It's immoral. I mean, because it is an obedience training place. It's one reason why America is starting to turn socialist. That's what they teach in school.
Oh, the ideology is just there, just pushed into it.
Yeah, and it's a forced ideology.
Yeah, it's the long game. I mean, what's the best way to change the ideas of the populace? To indoctrinate the children.
Yeah.
It's the best way of doing it.
Yeah.
You can't teach these guys that they don't need freedom, but if you get that little 5-year-old, little Timmy, come here, little Timmy, let me tell you how you really need to be.
Well, I remember I was that way. I mean, when I got out of high school, even though I was a rebel, I mean, and all my friends and teachers, I mean, my teachers sometimes would be like, Dax, what? Go to the principal's office. So I was a rebel and thought I was a rebel? Nah. I was more obedient than I had more of it inculcated into me. That's a pretty good word, right?
Yeah.
Inculcated?
Yeah. Yep.
Inculcated?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I
I had more. I learned that after school.
Did you really?
Yeah, after school.
I'm impressed by it.
Yeah. So I had more of that inculcated in me than I thought I did. It was like hidden down there. It's like obey authorities. The government is good. It's there to protect you. No. All of that other stuff. But, just real quick, here's the curriculum.
Real quick, by the way, there's 4 pages. No, I'm sorry, my bad.
All right, just real quick. Talking about how kids don't have to go to school, how really you can do 90% of the jobs in the world with math, writing, and that's it.
It's very, very difficult for
math, reading, and writing.
Reading and writing. Those are the simple comprehensions. I deal with refrigeration stuff, and there's absolutely nothing to do with where Iowa is.
And you learned most of your stuff on the job.
I did. As a matter of fact, my job that I'm in right now, the career that I'm in right now, I trained day one. Mm-hmm. 0 schooling required.
So in high school, in public high school, concentration camps, basically, here are the things that they're taught: math, English, science, history, foreign language, physical education, computers, and health. Okay,
sounds about right.
My daughter, by the time at home and going to her little homeschool co-op, already knew math, already knew English, knew some science, knew some history, because she and I talk about science and history all the time.
Because he talks about history all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. You're saying that don't be ironic. Stop being ironic. I will beat you. I will beat you. No, you'll probably beat me. I'll try to beat you. Okay, so no, she didn't learn a foreign language, but who needs a freaking foreign language? All that is fluff. That's for a reason for high schools to exist and colleges. Mm-hmm. Physical education, really.
Well, you've got to learn how to move your legs.
Oh, that's right.
Come on, I mean, I've been in physical education ever since I was crawling, really.
Yeah. Well, and also, I guess in public school, you have to learn when you're allowed to be physical outside. Like there are certain times.
Yeah. Yep.
Like 11 to 12 o'clock. This is your physical education time, kids.
This is when you're allowed to go move around.
Yes.
In the yard.
And be good. Don't anybody be naughty out there on the playground. Oh my God.
That never worked for me.
No.
I was just here thinking. I'm thinking back, and I was like, man, how many times would I actually not be bad? No, there's very little.
Dude, my report card. Okay, I made good grades in school, but I never did. Never, capital letters, did homework. Ever.
Me either. But
my dad would say, Dax, where's your homework? And I'd be like, I did it at school. Be like, and then he would see my report cards. I'm embarrassed to say that I made A's and B's because I wasn't really trying, but all my report card says causes problems, talks too much, bothers other students. I mean, it was just like this litany of stuff on all of my report cards. And every time, of course, back then, I think you still do, you have to take them home and they have to be signed.
Yeah, they have to be signed and brought back.
Yeah, so your life, basically, as a kid, has to be signed away.
Yeah, my teachers got clever because I would say I lost my report card. So when they sent the report card back, they would put like a smiley face or a frowny face on my hand, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
To signal what was in the report card, just in case the report card never got home.
Oh my God, you were a bad boy.
I was pretty. That's
pretty good. Yeah. So I would take this card home, and my dad knew I made good grades, but he was always on the alert. He'd be like, "Hey, look at my report card." I remember it every time. I'd be sitting there in my chair, be going, waiting for his response, and then his response would always be, "Dax, can't you keep your damn mouth shut in class?" I'd be like, "I don't even know I'm talking. And he's like, "How can you not know you're talking? Dax, how can you not know that?" I'd be like, "I just see, Raymond's over there and, we're going to do something after school." And I just start talking. And he goes, "Well, don't." "All right, you made good grades. Get out of my sight." You know, but very
much better than man. I would have loved that. That'd be awesome.
You got that. Oh, my brother got that. My brother made bad grades. My dad was on his ass all the freaking time.
I would always get the same thing. You're so smart. You're so smart. Why don't you apply yourself? And I was like, man, because I mean, you can't tell them the truth. I couldn't tell the truth. I couldn't be like, because I'm bored out of my mind all the time. I can't stand being there. I couldn't say that.
And how about itchy butt? I mean, I just couldn't sit still in my seat. Just wanted to go out and play. You
want to do something else. I mean, come on. You're a kid. You've got energy.
Yeah.
You've got things to burn.
And the teacher says quadratic equation. It's like, I have never, I learned it because I had to. I have never used the freaking quadratic equation or cosine, sine, tangent, cotangent, all that crap. I mean, these kids are having to learn this crap. And, you know, it's a cliche. You only use 10% of whatever you, learned in school.
Which means that 90% of your life in school is completely wasted.
Completely wasted.
Completely wasted.
So it's not about education. Public school system is not about education. These kids, I didn't finish the sentence a while ago, but my daughter learned everything to get a real job in the world by the time she was 9 or 10 years old, just being around me and her mom and going to the little homeschool co-op. 9 or 10 years old, she could already get a job at any fast food restaurant, any warehouse, most places where there's anything that has to be done. That's not a specialty, and frankly, most specialties can be learned in what vocation schools.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I got one friend. She went to hair styling school. She's making a freaking fortune now. So and she's good at what she does. But I mean, that's what people are supposed to do. Mm-hmm. You know. So anyway, I mean, the thing is, these parents are really upset and what it really comes down to in my book also is that parents really don't want to be around their kids.
Yeah, that's the way it feels.
I mean, we talk to other parents, and you can kind of tell just the way they talk to their kids.
Well, they always say stuff like, "Oh, my kids are driving me nuts because they're asking all these questions." I was like, "Well, here's a novel idea. If your kid has a question, why don't you answer it? You know, why don't you take interest in the fact that they're interested in something, and then delve deeper into it? There's been many times where hours of conversation have come across from something as simple as, why are the stars so bright?
Yeah.
Well, great question.
Great. And I mean, don't we enjoy talking about that stuff? I mean, don't we enjoy sharing our knowledge, not just with our friends, but with our kids?
Isn't that a perfect opportunity? That if you didn't know, like there have been plenty of times where there have been subjects that I have not even broached on. And all of a sudden I get a question and they're like, hey, why is this? I'm like, good question. Let's check that out. And boom. Next thing you know, I've got a little bit of information. I get to have fun learning it with the person that I love and care about, that I help bring into this world.
Yeah, right. I remember my daughter once when she was young, like 6 or 7, said something about taxes or whatever, and I ended up saying, like in passing, well, politicians are thieves anyway, baby. And then there was silence in the car. And I'm driving. It was just like a passing thought because they are politicians. And then she goes, Dad, why do you say that politicians are thieves? Great opportunity for a discussion. I'm not expecting her to agree. She agrees now. She's made up her own mind on it. That's another thing about kids being at home, is they learn to make up their own minds and stuff. There's no obedience training, so they learn to make up their own minds. But I think most parents just don't have the courage to be around their kids, the courage to say what is right, and so they send them to obedience training school.
Yeah, and that's another thing is like one of the phrases that used to absolutely drive me insane when I was a kid is that you'll understand when you're older, or you won't understand now. And it's like, why not? How about you sit there and explain it to me? Why not? Let's have a conversation. Why don't we have this discussion? But realistically speaking, the conversation just wasn't there. The want to have the conversation, the want to explain it wasn't there.
No. I think there are two primary problems in the world with as regards to freedom, and of course that's one of the things this channel is about. Mm-hmm. One is people just haven't learned how to be rational, think rationally all the time, a fact-based life, and everything else. And two, they send their children to obedience propaganda training camps called public schools. And what that ends up doing is creating generations and generations of semi-socialist, obedient, politically correct kids who become young adults
with these ridiculous ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these. I mean, seriously, I don't like to sit there and make fun of somebody's ideology, but come on, I mean, like
You got to.
when you start talking about, hey, it's better for me to take money from you to give that guy, even though he doesn't want to do anything. It's way better than having him actually get up and do something. When you start saying stuff like that, how is that? How do you talk to crazy?
You can't talk to crazy.
That's very hard, right?
You know, how's that saying go? You'll probably remember better than me. If you talk to stupid...
Oh, yeah, it's better to... Oh, yeah. If you argue with somebody who's stupid, people who are seeing it, if you argue for too long, the other people who are onlooking can't tell the difference.
Oh.
Is that...
Okay, that was really long, but I think you got to the
I don't know if that's what...
Well, you did better than me.
I was fishing, man. You got to throw me a bone.
Oh, no, you got it. Dude, bro, you got it. Dude, really?
Dude.
Really?
Dude.
All right, no, really.
Really.
People are upset that their kids
Our home.
are home. Dude.
Really?
Dude. Freaking really. Oh, my God. I want my daughter to be with me all the time. I love being around her. We have great conversations. We sometimes get in the car. We've been doing this for 4 years. We jump in the car and go on drive-arounds. That's what we call them. Sometimes with her friends on board as well. What do? We listen to music and talk. Mm. And so when I hear these parents say that they don't want to be around, they're going crazy with their kids, you know, I'm just like, what? Really? I mean, it's like alien for me. Dude. So, yeah.
Yeah. Hold on, give me a second.
What, are you going to see if we missed anything?
I got to make sure we hit all the points here.
Shut up.
That's going to be an on-running gag now.
Yeah, he gets on me for writing stuff down so I don't forget anything.
It's okay.
Gee. All right. Are we good?
Yeah,
all right.
I feel good about the whole entire conversation. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments, by the way.
Serious.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, seriously. Let us know, dude. Really. Let us know what you think about this. This is an important thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to change the world, I know that's a cliche. Freaking beauty contest people. Girls say all that. I want to change the world.
You know.
This is how I'm going to change the world.
Maybe the young lady from Tennessee.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
So, because we don't have maps and things like that. But it's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not the best case.
But if we're gonna change the world, we got to get kids out of public school, and we got to get parents to inform themselves and hang out with their kids.
Hoorah!
And no more obedient children. I do not like obedience.
Neither do I.
Oh, obedience is boring.
Wait a second. Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah. Oh, you were obedient. Oh, you got your own mind. All right, we'll catch y'all on the back. Hey, leave your comments
or the front side. All right, this backside thing has got to go.
No, I'm going to say it every time.
All right, just like the song from 1966 or whatever.
I'll say it. I'll say on the front side this time. Catch you on the front side, even though that sounds kind of strange.
It doesn't sound strange at all.
All right, leave your comments. Be obedient.
All right.
Leave comments.
Dax, Damon.
Catch you on the front side. Bye now.